without makeup and all. We're out early this morning. It's 7:47 falling out of the sky. That's what time it is. 7:47. And yes, I'm this hyper at 7:47. I'm still the same person. Lester and Jamie asked on a video the other day, are you a morning person, an afternoon person, an evening person, or just a nighttime person? They didn't ask all that, but I am. I'm a morning person. I have the most energy in the mornings. However, you know what? I'm gonna go on up here. However, please don't try to carry on a conversation with me until I have had a cup of coffee, okay? Because I just, look, all I need is a couple of sips of coffee, ain't that right? And I'm good to go. But no, I don't need no full-on conversation before coffee, because I'm not listening, okay? Just to be quite honest, I am not listening. But anyway, I'm a morning person. I always have been. I wake up super early. And by nighttime, afternoon, evening, nighttime, I'm starting to wind it down. Let's wind it down. Yeah, so anyway, tell me what you are. Bianca sent me a text this morning, which is the girl's mom, and said, hey, my son's not home with my car yet. He works and has to borrow her car. And I need to get the girls to school because Naomi has a test. And could you take them? I said, sure. I mean, yeah. Like, what time? She has to be there by 7:50. I said, oh, it was 7:35-ish when she sent me that text. So I ran, and I had already had my breakfast and coffee, so I was good to go. I ran and put on a bra. Not that they care, but I care. And I brushed my teeth. And I texted my boss. I may be a few minutes late because I still haven't even, gotten ready for the day. I'm still wearing yesterday's clothes. Okay? I'm wearing yesterday's clothes because I got up this morning and put them on until I could get my bath and all that. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. But Phoenix got in the car with a corn dog. And she kept talking about a cricket. A cricket. And I was like, are you saying cricket? And she goes, yeah, it's cricket. I said, what? Naomi, what's she talking about? She said, her corn dog. I said, she's talking about a cricket. And she goes, yeah, because she said, well, she cooked it, and then when she was holding the stick fell out, and now it's cricket. I said, crooked. She goes, yeah. I said, I thought she was saying cricket, like a bug cricket. You know what a cricket is? And she was like, yeah, I don't like them. I said, I don't either, because they jump in any direction. I mean, I can't tell where you're going. And she goes, what was that thing that was in the car with us that time? I said, that was a cave cricket. She said, how'd it get in the car, though? Because the doors were closed and the windows were up. We had went to the woods for a walk. I said, well, it probably hiked a ride on your clothing. And they both screamed loudly like girls. And when you got in the car, it jumped off. And yeah, she was like, okay, that's enough. Stop talking about it, please. Penny's so confused as to why we're out riding before she's even gotten to go for a walk. Yeah, she's very confused. But it was very cold this morning. My car said 48 degrees when we got in. Very unusual. And the high's I don't think the high's going to even get to 60 or much above 60. I haven't actually looked. I'm going by what the girls told me, so I have no idea. I really have no clue what the high is going to be today, but it doesn't matter. All I'm saying is it's cold. I came outside and I was like, boo! Ooh! Ain't that right, Penny? Boo! So, anyway, yeah, we're heading back home. And I'm going to start getting ready for my day, which is supposed to start in 7 minutes. So, I'll be back, okay? Okay, so I'm home. I've washed my hair. I've had a bath. I've done all the things, and I put on fresh clothes, okay? But I do have a couple of other funnies from this morning. One, that Phoenix got in the car with a corn dog, as I said earlier. But as we were driving by Dunkin' Donuts, she said, Dunkin' Donuts sure would be good. I said, it's on the wrong side of the road. And then she said, oh, Mickey D's sure would be good. I said, you got a corn dog. She was like, oh, yeah. And then I asked Naomi, which, let me just preface this by saying, I pretty much knew the answer, but I wanted to make sure, because when I picked her up from chorus, I went to the bus side. And when I picked her up from after school, I went to the car side. So I just wanted to be sure that I was dropping them off on the correct side, right? So I said, do I go to the first entrance to drop you off? And she said, no. And I said, so I go to the second entrance where the buses are? She said, no. I said, it has to be one or the other. There's only 2 entrances. And she said, you go to the one where you picked me up. I said, that's 2 different sides for after school and chorus. She was like, oh, after school. I said, okay, that's the first entrance. She goes, oh, yeah, go to the first one. So then, as I'm pulling in, she said, now, Miss Tracy, do you know how to do this? I said, I'm pretty sure I can figure out how to drop off a kid at school if I just know which entrance, okay? So I pull up, and she's going, well, you got to drive all the way to the last cone and then let us out because all these cars will be behind us. I said, okay, I think I can figure it out. So, kids, am I right? They're so funny. They are so funny, but anyway, I just wanted to throw that in. I'm watching, while I'm working, Whistle While You Work. Do-do-do-do. Oh, and by the way, I don't have eye makeup on because I have a Stye on my eye. I looked high in the sky for a pie that was fried, but instead, I found a Stye in my eye. I just made all that up. Anyway, it's right there. It's not terrible. I've had much worser ones, but I just don't want to put makeup on it. Yeah. And I'm wearing my hair in a ponytail so I don't play with it because, you know, I knew I was going to annoy somebody playing with my hair yesterday, but to be honest, I didn't really realize I was playing with it until I went back and watched the video, and I was like, oh gosh, I know somebody's going to be annoyed that I was playing with my hair, and sure enough, somebody was annoyed that I was playing with my hair. So I do apologize, but commenting on a pre-recorded video, it's not like I can see your comments while I'm doing it. So it was several hours later after the video posted that I saw it, and I was like, well, I can't stop playing with my hair now because it's already up in a ponytail. So yeah, that's how that works. Yeah, but I do love all the comments that I get, and I wish more people would comment. My comments have gone down drastically, and I don't know why, but I do wish you would comment more. I would love it so much. Ever so much, okay? And I'll be back. And here we are, off work and ready to party. Not really, we're not partying. We're off work, though. And I realized that I said I'm watching, and then I went in a whole totally different direction with the Stye in My Eye poem. But I'm watching The Chosen. And if the devil don't know I'm watching The Chosen, every time I sit down to watch it, my phone starts blowing up. I'm telling you what's the truth. 7 phone calls last night in like 5.5 hours. 7 different phone calls. And I was like, it's Sunday, people, leave me alone. I'm trying to watch The Chosen. I'm in season 4, finally. I had watched season 1 and 2 when it first came out. And then, I don't know, I think their first app was a little difficult and confusing. And I have downloaded the app again, and it's very easy to maneuver. So now I'm watching, I watched 3 during last week, and I am now on 4. And I like it. You know, there's some people who don't like it, and I really don't know why, because a lot of it is, it's biblical, it's from the Bible, but I don't think they like that they gave Jesus a personality. But you have to understand, he does have a personality, okay? And to me, assuming he has a great, fun-loving personality is perfect, right? Because do you want him to be some grumpy old grump who sits back and judges and never says a word? No, that's not him, okay? That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, and then to go to the other dark side, I watched a YouTube video when I got off work, and it's that Ashley Inc. on YouTube, and she was talking about the Stanley Hotel, which piqued my interest because I actually went there. I didn't stay there, but I went there. It's in Estes Park. Is it Estes or Estes Park? See, we have a trucking company here, and they're Estes, but I always thought that was Estes. It doesn't matter. Estes Park, Colorado. And Reba and I went there and walked in, and that hotel is based on the movie The Shining is based off that hotel, and it's cool. I didn't realize at the time that it's haunted, but several people have reported that it is indeed haunted, and she was talking about it in her video. So anyway, if you ever go to Estes Park, there's a great barbecue place on the main street or whatever. It was 7 years ago when Reba and I went, but still, there was a great barbecue place. It looked like a biker bar, but somebody told us to go there and eat, and we did, and it was excellent. And we went to that Stanley Hotel and walked around. I just didn't know it was haunted. But we stayed at the Yellowstone Inn. No, it's not called the Yellowstone Inn. It's called the Old Faithful Inn. And to be quite honest, I felt like it was haunted. And I felt like at any moment, them 2 little girls from The Shining were going to be standing in the hallway. Every time I walked out my room, I looked way down that hallway because they're real long hallways. And I just kept thinking, oh, where's them little girls? Them little twin girls on the tricycles. It gave me a creepy feeling. Of course, the other place we stayed at, Yellowstone, was creepy. But that's because there was claw marks and bear hair stuck to the tree right outside the door. That was a different kind of creepy, but... Anyway, I've talked long enough, but I hope y'all are having a great day. Remember, I love you. Jesus loves you. We hope he's coming back soon because I've got a sty in my eye. And people be crazy. And I'll talk to you on the next one, okay? Toodles.